When the night grows silent and you find yourself alone at home, the shadows begin to whisper. Every corner hides a story you were never meant to hear. Sit back, keep the lights on, and listen closely. Welcome to Alone at Home. The Rangers warned me, never look directly at the man in my peripheral vision. I'm a photographer, so of course I tried to capture him instead. I shoot wildlife. My life is built on patience, stillness, and the ability to dissolve into the landscape until I'm just another shadow, another sound of the wind. I've sat in blinds for 14 hours straight, motionless, just to glimpse a pine marten for 3 fleeting seconds. I've always thrived on solitude, always loved the profound silence of the wild. At least I used to. Now silence terrifies me because it's never truly silent. And solitude is a lie because I'm never, ever alone. It began 3 months ago during a long-term project deep in a sprawling, sparsely inhabited national forest. Ancient Douglas firs rose like cathedral columns, their crowns swallowed by mist. My assignment was to capture the Cascade red fox, rare and shy, beautiful as fire. For weeks it was routine, up before dawn, hike miles, set up, and wait. One evening, I got the shot of my dreams. A male fox, its coat glowing like dying embers, pausing in a clearing bathed in fractured sunlight. Perfect light, perfect composition. My heart raced as I filled the frame. Back at camp, I loaded the files onto my laptop. There it was, the shot. The fox's eyes sharp, intelligent, against a backdrop of soft gold and green blur. Perfect. Except for one flaw, in the upper right corner, a vertical smear of white. Out of focus like a ghostly streak. Not a flare, the sun was behind me, yet it appeared in every frame. Annoying, but I blamed my lens and told myself I'd clean everything. A week later, photographing elk by a misty river at dawn, the scene was breathtaking. Dozens of frames, and in all of them the streak. Same position, different lens, different conditions. I grew obsessed. Was it the sensor? The shutter? I tested for days. Blank shots, diagnostics, nothing. My equipment was flawless. So I returned to the fox clearing, tripod set exactly as before, determined to catch the anomaly in real time. Hours passed. The forest was still, but then something else stirred. The feeling of eyes on me. Every creature knows that chill at the nape of the neck, no longer the observer, but the observed. I scanned the trees, searching for a glint of an eye, a twitch of an ear. Nothing. Yet the sensation sharpened, sliding into my peripheral vision, and then I saw it, a wavering silhouette, like heat haze. Tall, man-shaped, dangling upside down from a fir branch, limbs indistinct, shimmering. For a heartbeat, my mind screamed recognition. Then I snapped my head toward it. Gone. Only empty branches swaying. The forest was still. The feeling vanished. My heart pounded, my throat dry. I told myself I was overtired, hallucinating. A trick of the light. I packed up and hiked back, rattled, craving human contact. At the ranger station, I found 2 rangers, an older man, weathered but kind, and a younger woman. I made small talk, bought a map I didn't need, then asked, "Hey, this'll sound weird. You ever see strange things out there? Like tricks of the light?" The older ranger glanced at the woman. Just a flicker of recognition, but enough. "What kind of tricks?" he asked, voice low and calm. I hesitated, then forced it out. "Like a shape, tall, shimmering, hanging upside down from a tree, only visible in the corner of your eye." The younger ranger's easy smile stiffened. The older man sighed, long tired, and leaned back. "The upside-down man," he said. "It wasn't a question." "Yeah, we've seen him. Most folks who spend enough time out here have." Relief washed over me, cool and immediate, then colder dread. I wasn't imagining it. It was real. "What is it?" I asked, voice thin. "Don't know." He shook his head. "Don't want to know. It's just a feature of the landscape, I guess. A weird local phenomenon, like a magnetic patch or strange fog." "What does it do?" I pushed. "Nothing," he said, leaning forward, eyes serious and almost paternal. "It does absolutely nothing, as long as you do nothing too. That's the only rule. See him in the corner of your eye? Keep looking straight ahead. Feel him watching? Pretend you don't. Don't acknowledge him. Don't engage. And don't go looking for him. He's meant to be seen by accident. Make it happen on purpose, and you invite trouble." "Trouble?" I asked. "We don't know," the younger ranger answered, voice tight. "No one's ever been stupid enough to find out. It's common sense out here, a professional courtesy. You leave him alone, He leaves you alone. I walked out of that station with their warning replaying in my head. They'd given me a name, the Upside Down Man. They'd validated what my camera had been catching. The vertical smear in my frames, the white slash in the upper corner, was him. My gear saw him where I couldn't, and that's where I lost what little sense I had left. I'm a photographer. My life is to find and hold the world's hidden things. Being told something real existed that I must ignore was an offense more than a warning. It became a challenge. The ranger's caution was a dare. So I went back. This time I hunted him. My approach changed. I'd pick a place, settle in, not waiting for wildlife, but waiting for that prickling at the edge of vision. The moment it arrived, I'd keep my head square ahead while I raised the camera and pointed my lens at the peripheral space where the sensation lived. I'd shoot. The images escalated fast. The smear bloomed into a bright, brutal slash of white, overexposed, sharp, like a tear in the photograph where sterile light poured through. With every frame it widened, more intense and hostile, as if my camera was an annoyance, and it responded by burning itself onto my sensor. I felt like I was provoking it, and it was screaming back through my equipment. Obsession took over. I neglected food, sleep, everything. I filled cards with those impossible photos. The presence lingered at the periphery like a promise I could force into the center. And then my camera went dead. I was in a mossy canyon when that happened. The watched feeling pressed me from the right. I raised the camera, aimed, and the LCD showed pure white, an absolute blank. I tried again. Same. I pointed it at my boots. White. It was as if it had filled the lens, flooded the sensor. My camera no longer registered the world, only him, a featureless, blinding light. Useless. Most people would have left then, but I had crossed a line. The loss of the camera was only fuel. If the machine couldn't capture him, I'd do it with my own sight. I kept hunting, walking until the presence tightened around me. I'd stop, fix my head forward, and force my eyes to the side, straining to resolve the wavering shape. The smudge left the photo and moved into me. At first, it was a faint floater in my right corner of vision. Annoying, like eye strain. It didn't fade. Each hunt, each deliberate attempt to focus, it grew. Translucent became milky, then a spreading patch of white fog. I was in the woods one day, pushing my gaze to a shimmer on a distant branch, and I watched that fog swell in my own sight like milk spreading through water. Then it clicked with a clarity that felt like a punch. He couldn't be directly seen. His existence depended on the edge of perception. By trying to force him into center, first through the camera, then with my eyes, I violated the rule of his being. He fought back. He erased the corner of my sight that I used to see him. He wasn't just a blind spot. He was a living, eating blind spot, consuming my peripheral vision. Panic hit hard. I felt the horror of someone realizing the weapon they're firing is powered by their own blood. I was deep in wilderness going blind. I ran. I stumbled over roots I'd have easily avoided, crashed through branches I couldn't see, my breath ragged. The white patch pulsed with my heartbeat. I made it to my truck, battered and raw, and drove away. I haven't gone back. A month has passed. The white veil in my vision remains. I've seen 3 ophthalmologists and a neurologist. Tests, every test, came back normal. Eyes healthy, they tell me. Likely a psychological episode, stress, isolation. They can't explain what I saw in the frames or why the smear translated into my sight. Their medicine doesn't account for a thing that exists only at the edge of perception. I hoped destroying the photographs would break the link. I built a bonfire last week and burned every memory card, every hard drive, every print of the white slashes until they were molten plastic and gray ash. I watched until the fire dimmed. I felt cleansed, like an exorcism. It didn't help. He left the forest. He followed me home. He sits in the literal corner of my eye now as I type this. Not in the room, not even in the house, just there at the edge of vision. I'll be on the couch and feel that old prickling, and if I relax my focus, he's hanging outside the frame, dangling from a telephone pole, plastered against the corner of a room, always upside down, always wavering. The Rangers were right. The only rule is to ignore him. My life now is constant, deliberate denial. I can't turn my head quickly. I can't let my eyes wander. I must actively not look, because every time I give in, the fog grows. There isn't much of my sight left to lose. Consider this a warning. If you ever find yourself out where the world thins and the trees grow tall, and you feel that prickling at the back of your neck, and something impossible flicks in your peripheral, please, for God's sake, pretend you didn't see it. Keep your gaze level. Walk away. Some things are not meant to be found, and if you force them into focus, they will take everything you used to look with.